Have you ever heard about the boy from medieval Italy who saw the world, well, differently? Well, everyone else saw buildings and birds. He saw numbers, a secret code hidden in everything. This is the incredible story of how the boy everyone called a blockhead uncovered one of nature's deepest secrets. So let's start with his own words. This is Leonardo of Pisa. And no, he wasn't a fool, not by a long shot. His mind just worked in a way that nobody around him could even begin to understand. And for that, they gave him a name that unfortunately stuck. All right, so let's get into the first chapter of his life. How on earth does a kid with a brilliant mind become an outcast in his own city? Well, it all kicked off with his totally unusual love for numbers. I mean, picture this. While all his classmates are fumbling with their abacuses, slowly scratching out answers with those clunky Roman numerals, Leonardo's mind is already at the finish line. A problem that took them 10 minutes? For him, it was a 2-second puzzle. He just saw the answer. He'd be staring out the window, looking at a tree full of birds, and his mind would just start racing. How many legs are out there in total? How many eyes? If every bird sang for 2 seconds, how long would that concert last? These were the kinds of beautiful questions that just filled his head. But his teacher? He didn't get it. "There's no need for thinking in this class," he'd shout. His curiosity was just a distraction. And the other kids? Well, they just laughed and chanted, "Blockhead, blockhead." It hurt so much that one day, he just ran, straight out of school and into the busy streets of Pisa. That night, his father was absolutely furious. "The whole city is talking," he yelled. "They're saying my son is a fool." He just couldn't handle the shame. So what was his solution? Ship Leonardo off to North Africa, make him a merchant, anything to force him to leave his silly numbers behind for good. But here's the irony. This journey, the one that was supposed to crush his passion, would actually lead him straight to the greatest discovery of his entire life. It wasn't a journey for trade, it was a journey for numbers. So, on the ship, his father's wise advisor, a man named Alfredo, finds him just staring out at the sea. He tells Leonardo that people are happiest when they do what they love. "And what do you love, Leonardo?" Alfredo asked. Without even hesitating, Leonardo replied, "Numbers." Then, Alfredo said, "You must learn everything you possibly can about them." And wow, what a world of numbers he found. In North Africa, merchants didn't use those clumsy Roman numerals. They used a way better system from Hindu and Arabic scholars. Instead of writing something cumbersome like XVII, they just wrote 18. It was simple, it was elegant, and for Leonardo, it was a complete revelation. This just lit a fire in him. He started traveling everywhere. He went to Egypt to study how they used fractions, to Greece to learn geometry from the ancient masters, and to Syria, just soaking up all the mathematical knowledge the world had to offer. So when he finally made it back to Italy, he was so excited to share everything he'd learned. He wrote a book about it, and to make things fun, he included this simple little puzzle about rabbits. Okay, so here's the puzzle. Imagine you start with one pair of baby rabbits. It takes them 1 month to grow up, and another month before they can have a new pair of their own. The question is, how many pairs of rabbits will you have at the end of 1 year? All right, let's walk through this together. You start with one pair. After month 1, they're grown up, but it's still just one pair. But after month 2, boom, they have a new baby pair. Now we're at 2 pairs. After month 3, that original pair has another baby pair, so that brings our total to 3. But now's where it gets really interesting. After month 4, the first babies are now old enough to have babies of their own. So you get a new pair from the original parents and a new pair from the first kids. That brings the total to 5 pairs. You see? A pattern is starting to show up. And what you end up with is this amazing sequence. 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13. Do you see it? You just add the last 2 numbers to get the next one. 1 plus 1 is 2. 1 plus 2 is 3. 2 plus 3 is 5. And on it goes. At the time, it seemed like a neat little math trick. Or so he thought. This is where the story goes from being a clever little puzzle to a truly profound discovery. Leonardo was about to find his simple rabbit numbers in the very last place he ever would have expected. So one day, he's just walking along the beach, doing what he's always done, just counting things. He counts the petals on a flower. There are 3. He finds another one with 5, then another with 8. He even finds flowers with 13 and 21 petals. And he just stops. Wait a minute.
he knows those numbers.
It must have been this staggering realization. You can almost hear his old friend Alfredo's voice in his head, just exclaiming, "My goodness, these are the numbers from the rabbit problem." It wasn't just a puzzle anymore. It was a code. It was nature's code. So this leads him to the next step. He starts drawing squares in the sand, with the sides matching his numbers. A tiny 1x1 square, then another 1x1 right next to it. Then a 2x2 square, then a 3x3, a 5x5. Then he draws one continuous line, a single arc through the corners of each square, and a perfect, beautiful spiral just appears. This was it. This was the secret. These numbers and this spiral, they weren't just in flowers. They were in the branching of trees, the seeds in a sunflower, the scales of a pine cone, the shape of a seashell, even in the spiral arms of the most distant galaxies. It was the universe's blueprint for growth.
So what became of the boy everyone called Blockhead? Well, his discovery didn't just change his own life. It kind of changed the world.
His achievements were, well, monumental. The number system we all use today, 0 through 9, he's the one who brought that to Europe. The pattern he found is now called the Fibonacci sequence, named right after him. And in Pisa, the very town where he was once mocked, there's now a statue standing in his honor. Talk about a comeback. So yeah, the daydreamer, the blockhead, he became one of the most important mathematicians in history. He taught Europe a whole new way to count and showed the entire world a secret code that connects pretty much all living things. You know, his story just goes to show that seeing the world a little differently isn't a weakness, it's a superpower. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? Nature's masterpiece was written in this simple code all along. What other incredible secrets are hiding right in front of us, just waiting for another blockhead to come along and notice?